Guru Rangan, and Mr. and Mrs. Guru Rangan are here, my parents-in-law, and I came to visit them, and this is a great opportunity for me to be here and talk to you all. So I'm married to their son, Sachin, it's Sridhar. Sridhar is my husband, and he's a pediatric neuro-oncology. So he's a doctor. So he helps me a lot in my path, in my journey. He's helped me a lot. I check with him with what I do, and I get a little feedback from him. And I have two grown-up boys, Sachin and Sajeev. Sachin just announced he's going to get married, so we have a marriage to plan in the house. Thank you. And Sajeev is going to be 22 soon, and they're all away from the house. And so, like everybody, Indian girl coming from Chennai, South India, to eat only my idlis and dosas for breakfast, and never thought about it. Came to this country, got married, had kids, ate the leftover, ate the rasam rice that I mixed for them with a lot of ghee, didn't want to throw it in the trash, and couldn't throw the leftover away. I had no mates to give away, so I got to eat it because you feel guilty that you don't want to throw the food. Didn't think about what was going in my body, didn't think about what's happening to me. Ate that, enjoyed myself, I'm not going to complain. But came one day, my pants wouldn't fit me. My clothes were tight, and I'll be honest, I like to wear some shapely clothes. I don't wear loose clothes, and it bothered me. Every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I had a problem to say, I need to do something about this. And kids were growing up beautifully, homework time, dinner time, husband time, got into a lot of gyms, paid the money, never could go to the gym, but my husband could. He would come back from work, drop everything and get to work out. I see people smiling, all our stories, most of our stories, but didn't pay attention to myself, and I was fine with it, but frustrated by it. What is it that I am doing? So one fine morning, my friend from South Florida, my best friend, Jayashri, she called me and she said, hey, I just signed up for a marathon, half marathon. I'm like, what? How come she's doing a half marathon and here I am sitting on my couch? So I said, I gotta do something. So, and then my neighbor friend called me at the same time and she said, our husband is making a run and he joined a running group. And so now she's gonna start running. It just so happened, freaky at the same time. And I was getting more frustrated, like my good friends are running and I'm not. So I started Googling, and that was a cheaper way for me to stay fit because I controlled my run and I didn't pay anybody to go to the gym and feel guilty about it. So I I went and Googled, and then I checked that buying a good sports bra and the shoe is the first step for a woman running. And there you go. So I went an expensive sports bra and a shoe. I went and spent the money on it. Now it's sitting in my closet and I was guilty about it. So I can't wear it because I have to answer my husband, but not that I care, but a checkpoint. So I said, all right. So I went and I wore it, and I remember I ran 0.5. It was 2007. I ran 0.5 and I could not do the 0.5. I came back home, I sat on my couch and I half-done puffed for like 2 hours. I'm exaggerating for sure, but I could not, in my brain I'm like, how come I'm not able to do that? So slowly, I kept persisting. My friend was running. I'm like, oh, she's running, I gotta run. So the 0.5 became 1, 2, 3, body was hurting, leg was hurting, knees was hurting. I would walk like a dog, and but I was happy that I was doing something that I like to do. And I went and paid for the first 5K, did it, loved the cheer, loved the crowd, loved the spirit. Everybody was doing the same thing. Nobody cared what their minutes were. So that inspired me to do better. I said, I got to do more, and so I went and signed up for a half marathon. This was 2007 and 2008, and boom, I got diagnosed with cancer. So I was running, and then I came home, had lumps in my neck. My husband is a doctor, he treats kids with cancer, so I'm like, what is that? So long story short, I had to go through 4 chemo, 15 radiation, lost all my hair, but my proud moment was I could not let go of my run. I said, I came this far and I did so many miles, I'm going to keep going. So to be honest, I would have a chemo on Monday, Mom and dad were there for me the whole time. So I would run on a Monday, but on a Thursday or a Friday, I would get my shoes and I would run. I would never be Mr. Bolt. I would never be the first one who's going to get that $10,000, $20,000. But I ran. And I was so proud of myself. And I was actually inspiring myself because I could do that. And I would brag. I'm a big bragger. So I bragged I bragged everywhere I could that I could do that. And I went and saw a sports medicine doctor. And he said, as long as you listen to your body, keep doing that. So did that. I truly believe to this day that I could withstand the chemo and radiation because of my run at that time. So I've done 17 half marathons. From 2008 was my first. I did finish my first one, November. Till date, I've done 17 half, and I want to finish one more before end of the year. So next year I want to do 2. So that'll be 2020. I would have finished 20 half marathons. So that's my goal. So, yeah, so let's see. I'm hoping. I haven't signed up for anything yet.
Join us in October, and we are all running here.
You're running here? I might take you.
October.
Oh, I'm in India. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, I'm with Mom and Dad in India. But anyway, so that happened. And so when I was going through chemo radiation, my veins, so steroids, that I definitely put the weights on. And I went down with my during cancer, but I was thinking I'm running. But after cancer, again I put the weight on because I was on steroids. And somebody told me go and join a gym because cardio will help you for your running pace. So I went and joined the gym. So 8 years back, I've been working every single day ever since, 6 days a week. And I love my workout. That is my sanctity. And I do that because I'm able to, and we'll talk about that, okay? So when I was doing this, my weighing scale wasn't moving. I was in remission. It was all behind me, stronger than before. I could do a 13 like that, and I do not get tired, whatever. And so then I went and asked my instructor. I still had the bumps everywhere. I had my tummy, and I was not feeling good still. My clothes were fitting better because of the run, but I wasn't there where I want to be mentally. So when I talked to the instructor, he said it's the food. It's the food that you eat. I did not understand because I'm an Indian, I'm a South Indian, I don't eat meat, and I'm a vegetarian, and my brain, what else can I eat? What is it that I'm eating that it's making me in this place that I'm not happy with myself? So when he said that was my first click in my brain to say, okay, what am I eating? So I started watching, but didn't get anywhere. Now my husband got diagnosed with diabetic. And he's a doctor, so he knows that, what serious effect diabetic can lead to. So he got up and he said, I'm going to change my diet. So we had to Google everything because everything was, in the end, we had to check his blood sugar. So everything led to his blood sugar numbers. And so when we changed that, my weighing scale also started moving along with his. And I'm like, oh, this has got something to do with the blood sugar that I'm eating. So, but again, I didn't know. I ate whatever my husband ate. And he's a very small physique person by nature. And I truly believe men are much more luckier than women are. They can eat ice cream. They can eat ice cream at 10 o'clock and it's okay. But, I can't afford to eat like he does. So anyway, so this was again bothering me. And so I was trying, I was happy, I'm doing what I can. My weighing scale moved a little bit, but it wasn't where. I still had all my bumps that I know of, that I wasn't happy with, all that. And then my good friend, she's my guiding light, and she's in North Carolina, and she called me and she said, Sukanya, I have a plan that I have figured it out. You want to try? I'm like, all right. So she literally gave me the food plan, and she said, don't ask questions, just do it. And she's a vegetarian, she's an Indian, and she gave me only my Indian food that I gotta eat. I'm not in any plan. I don't have to go waste all that money, no supplements, nothing. But I was eating the food that I normally eat that makes me happy, and that's my comfort food. I started to see the weighing scale move, and that was my focus, okay? I know better now, but at that time, my weighing scale was my focus, and I said, oh my God, this is moving. And I started Googling, I started learning about it, and I wanted to know why my weighing scale was moving with the food that I'm eating at the time I'm eating. And here I am to talk about it. And that was my journey to get to you all. Yeah. So I'm going to show, I've done this PowerPoint, never done a PowerPoint before. So I'm doing it for the first time. And I've gotten several people to check it. So I hope I do a good job. And I hope you all leave here with some information that worked for me. So what worked for me might not work for you, but take what you can, and if you train your brain, I'm sure that we can get there. Let me give them a few minutes to find seats. I think there are more chairs in this corner.
They're gone.
You're okay? All right. Hello.
Just pull yourself a little further.
Just tell the live that we are still working on arranging. Yeah.
We're just arranging a few things, so just a minute or even 10 seconds, we should be back in it.
I'm live. They are. Yeah. We're all live. Yeah. Okay. So coming back, how to live a healthy life. So I know I gave you all an introduction. So when I say how to live a healthy life, what pops up in your brain? Anybody? What is a healthy, like what would you do to have a healthy life? If I say, how does your lifestyle should be, what would you say? Okay.
Exercise and eat right.
Exercise, eat right. Anything else you can think of?
Moderate eating.
Moderate eating. Anybody, anything else?
Think positive.
Think positive.
Be happy.
Be happy.
No
yes.
sickness.
What's that?
No sickness.
No sickness.
Abundant energy.
Abundant energy.
So basically getting through the day without getting exhausted.
Sounds good.
Move like a kid.
Move like a kid? All right. Yeah, actually we all wish. Yeah. Okay. So this is some things I came up with. Okay, maybe I have some things that you said. Exercise, someone said that. We all need to do that. Drinking water is very important for our healthy lifestyle. Okay, so we'll talk in detail about that and you all can share. Food, do we eat or do we not eat? It's always a question, right? So people always wonder, I'm going on a diet plan. Am I going to eat or am I going to skip the meal or am I going to eat right? Talk about that. Rest and sleep. Believe it or not, when you're sleeping, you're actually losing calories. So sleeping is extremely important. So my husband who works long hours, for the longest time he would sleep at 2 a.m. because he has some presentation, he has to look at scans or whatever. But in the morning, he gets up at 6 and he's dragging himself. But then somehow he gets his energy because, his brain starts, but at some point, it will affect you. So weekends, he tries to go early. But now what we do, we have an alarm in our phone. 10, it reminds him, go to bed. 10:30, he pushes it to go to bed. So sleeping actually is very important. But I can cheat because I don't work anymore. I can cheat. I take a nap in the afternoon for sure for 15 minutes with the alarm on. But longer, mom knows. She can call me and I won't pick up because she knows I'm napping. So stress-free, we all want a stress-free life and everybody's life is different. We have our own cup of tea, but that's okay, right? We try to manage our stress. Disease-free, somebody said that. Pain-free, how many people have back pain, leg pain, yeah. So all kind of pains we end up with. And I'll give you examples how having a healthy lifestyle is going to make you feel better with all that. All right. So first we're going to talk about exercise. Yeah. So exercise, the forms of exercise, either you go to the gym, right? There are so many forms. Either you go to the gym, some people run. We have runners here, or some people just walk. Is walking enough? Yes. Not everybody can afford to go to gym. I used to get up in the morning at 5 to get to gym before I went to work. I was dragging myself because I do a hardcore spin class. I cannot get through the day. My leg is hurting, my head is hurting. I cannot get through the day. Then I moved it to evening time. I could do, but I had to plan before. I had to make sure that dinner is being served on time. I had to make sure my kids come and they are not starving. And not everybody can afford gym, right? So the basic workout, we have to move. What is moving? Walking. So they say it is recommended, if you Google, you'll find out, people should walk 10,000 steps per day. How did that happen? Because a Japanese pedometer that they found said 10,000 steps per day is good for you. So that's where that came from, okay? So I tell my friends, walk every day, but people come up with excuses. They will say, I wouldn't say excuses, everybody's life is different. Some people have desk job that it doesn't afford them to get up. I tell them, so get up every hour, move 30 minutes, keep an alarm. If your goal is 10,000, you will not be able to do it overnight. Some people can only do 4,000, 3,000. Do what you do the first day, but the next day should be a 500 more. The next day should be a 500 more. See what works for you. If I run 13.2 miles, I can get 10,000 steps in no time. And there are days I end up with 32,000 steps. How do I do it? I go run, come home, I cook, and I'm always on the move, but I need to take my nap. I do go take my nap. I boost myself, and we have a little furry baby in the house, so I can walk her, and I get my energy I get my steps more on it. And then we have a group that I can tell, oh, I walked so many steps. How much did you walk? Inspire each other, form a group. You can do that. You're going to the airport. Walk, I always take the steps. And if I'm just going with the cabin luggage, I walk the step. Why are we always taking the escalator or an elevator? We have legs. As long as you're in a wheelchair, we all understand, but walk. And when you're in a meeting, please sit down, but in a meeting, you can stand up and you can keep moving. You increase your step. I go to a sauna, I'm walking, and I tell everybody, please excuse me, I got to get my steps. And now everybody is looking at steps, and so nobody is going to mistake me just because I'm walking. And when you meet a friend in a hallway, why do we immediately say, let's go stand in the corner and talk, or let's find a chair? Walk, because I'm conscious my step is going to go up. So every 10,000 is my goal. If I do more, awesome. And if I do less, some days are hard. I will do less. It's okay. If I get to 9,100 in the night time, I'm walking to get to 10,000 because I want to see 10,000 before I go to bed, and my husband thinks I'm crazy, but I love it. All right. So your body can do wonders only if you get a chance. People go walk, they do the gym, and then they come back and they say, you know what, my leg is hurting, this is hurting, that is hurting, I have plantar fasciitis. How many runners here can tell me, we have plantar fasciitis, but people run. They still run. You can't, but that's your choice, right? That there are people who want to push, like for me, I had runner's fasciitis, I could run. I train my brain to do it, but it's an individual thing, right? So benefits, when you work out, exercise, your skin glows, your metabolism rate is high, and you have, runners, give me what you do, what happens to you?
Runner's high.
Runner's high, and that nothing can.
And it's legal in Texas.
Exactly, and I feel good that I went and did something, right?
A sense of accomplishment at the end of the day.
Sense of accomplishment that we could do. So that is what happens, and so, but we don't give our body a chance. And I have a friend who said that she's diabetic, backache, knee ache. She could not do 3,000 steps in a day, but she actually climbed up Tirupati, and she came back and she said, Sukanya, I don't know where I got the energy from. I did Tirupati, and she walked all the way, and that was her sense of achievement. So do what will work for you. Keep an alarm. Move. Moving is what you need to be doing. We talked about water.
Just one thing.
Sure.
Just want to add to, just for the benefit of the group.
Yes.
People who want to start walking and running, we have a group
Yes.
on Saturday mornings.
We do have
Please
the
join
Mystic
us,
Milers, yeah.
6:30 a.m.
There you
So
go.
Just want to add that.
Absolutely.
So
Thank
I will
you.
send out again in the HTW groups about the Mystic Milers today after this talk.
Absolutely. So water. So they recommend for an ideal body, we have to drink water. We all know that. And it's recommended to have 8 ounces of 8 cups of water. That's 8 times 8 for our easy brain thinking, right? If your sodium is low, check with your doctor. Don't overdo the water because you will flush out your sodium. So check with the doctor, but drinking water is good. So the more you drink, your metabolism is better when you drink water, and when your metabolism is higher, you burn more energy, and the body fat flushes out. Okay, so I consciously drink water from morning till evening. I have my sports bottle. Before breakfast, I will try to finish it. Then before lunch, I'll finish another. Before snack time, I'll finish another. I'm drinking. I get up in the night and I do use the bathroom. And you know what? It's okay with me. But if it doesn't work with you, try to finish it before dinner. Don't drink before you go to bed, and you will be fine. All right? So what does water do? We know it better digestion, we have more energy, our mood is good, we have healthy skin, and it prevents headaches. I know that how many of you know that, right? So when you don't drink enough water, you know you gotta be drinking, if you have a headache, then you need to be drinking water. And it helps in weight loss because our body fat gets flushed out. But again, check with doctor for your sodium level before you drink so much water. So dieting, 80% of our food, 80% of our healthy lifestyle comes from food, which I told you from in the beginning. It's only 20% that is exercise, any form of exercise. And some people say that 20% can also be cheating, all right? So, but 80% is staying focused. And it's okay to cheat, we'll talk all about that soon. When I say dieting, there are so many diet plans out there. Can you name a few? Anybody?
GM diet?
GM diet, Weight
Keto.
Watchers, keto diet,
Paleo.
diabetic diet. True. So many diets. True.
Small grains diet.
So many out there. But the problem with all those diets is, I have tried everything. I've had Slim Fast all day long. All right, I've done it all. So, but when you do that, I'm thinking I'm dieting, but I'm only thinking of food the whole day.
True.
I am hungry and I don't know what to eat. So I can never fast. Mom fasts and she's awesome in it. She has amazing willpower. I cannot do that. So when at 4 p.m., let's say I had Slim Fast, morning Slim Fast, afternoon Slim Fast, or I'm watching what I eat, I'm going on a diet plan. 4 o'clock, I'm so hungry. I go and grab the first thing that I can eat.
Mm-hmm.
The whole day I was very good, okay, in my plan, in my brain, but at 4 o'clock I cheated and I ate everything. And what does it do? Nothing. So I might as well have eaten crap the whole day. So your body is like a camel. This is what I actually give an example. Camel has a hump because it stores water, right? Because it doesn't know when it's going to get the food. Same thing happens to our body. Our body does not know when you're going to feed it again, when is it going to get its nutrient. So it stores the food that you already have eaten as energy in your body and also has fat in places we do not want to. And then we wonder, where did we make a mistake? So when you're eating and you're eating good, your body is happy that you're constantly providing food for your body, and that actually helps you to get your lifestyle, your healthy lifestyle. And I'm telling you, this will go if you eat right. And also all these diet plans you go, some people, they expect you to buy their food. You cannot buy their food for a lifetime. I cannot afford to go buy all those Weight Watchers. Jenny Craig is the one that lets you buy their food. And I go to Ideal Management to do my tinsel, by the way, another story. So they offer food to buy there. So I can't do that all the time. I can do for a month maybe to get to my goal weight. And then what happens? So you have Whole 30. For Whole 30, you 30 days diet. It tells you don't eat grain, don't eat dairy, don't have dairy, don't eat a lot of stuff that they said. I'm an Indian, I need my grain, I need my milk, and I'm a woman, I need my calcium, I'm going to have that milk. But if I'm going to eat that, what happens on 31st day? I am back, I said, I lost my weight because I didn't eat all that, I deprived my body, my weighing scale moved, I'm at a happy place, and on 31st day I go and load myself, my weight comes back. And then I wonder, what did I do? Then I go back again on a Whole 30 diet because I like the weighing scale that I saw before. And it is a vicious cycle, and it's called yo-yo dieting. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up, it comes down. I'm not able to keep it for the rest of my life. And that doesn't work my lifestyle. Because whether I like it or not, my comfort food is my Indian food. And that's what I like to eat. So these diet plans are all temporary. And if you do a crash diet, it will never work for you because you're back to square one and you lose the weight and you will put it back. Do not, like I said, do not deprive your body of food. Do not skip food. If you skip food, your body stores food to use it at a later time, and it gets the energy from your muscles, other part of your body, like your kidney, your heart, your lungs, and then you end up with diseases, and you all wonder, where did I make a mistake? Why is it that I'm having a heart attack? Okay, so because your body needs the energy and it's going to pull from somewhere, and you are not treating your body well. And your body is the most abused system in our life. If you go and put, let's say you have a car, you go and put the fuel for your car. You put a good fuel for the car. You go think twice before you put that fuel in your car. Do we think about what we eat in our body? We don't. We just eat the first thing that we get. Navratri time. Hey, there is so much dessert. I'm sorry to say that. Think about me today when you go eat that. But we don't think about, we don't treat our body well. We just eat the first thing that we see. And that's where the problem comes. That's where your body crashes. Yeah? So, like I talked about that, the weighing scale will look better, but then it never stays long for us. So the balanced food, like I said, nutrition is 80% of your healthy living lifestyle. If you think about the nutrition, your weighing scale will move, but that should not be our goal. I am not bragging here to come and say, I was that and I came down to it. That is not what I'm here to say. I'm showing you that I was having a bad lifestyle and I've changed my lifestyle to be where I am today. And that is what is important. Weighing scale will happen. It will happen slowly. But we are going to train our brain to think before we put that food in our mouth. So balanced food. So best way to lead a healthy life is to eat a balanced food. Nourish your body with balanced food. We talked about that also. It looks like I already said what I want to say in the previous slide. We all know the 4 important nutrients is carbs, protein, fat, and fiber. We'll talk about each of it soon. I'll give you a number that you can think of, and you need to work on that, okay? So something for you to leave your thinking about. Eat only what you need. I was telling Alka, I'm going to talk about this because I said something on Facebook about this, and that's what brought me here. So we pay, my example is, we go to have a buffet, Indian buffet, hey, weekend, let's go. So $15, I don't know if it went up, whatever. I haven't eaten for one for a long time. But you go, you have a variety of food. But when you really think about it, our Indian food has more carbs in it. If you're a vegetarian in particular, you eat more carbs in it. We pay $15, we want to do justice to our money. we eat as much as we can. We go back and forth, and if there is a vada, I take like 4 vada. This is awesome. Don't quote me, Kavita. She made an awesome vada that day. But vada is awesome. But I don't need 4 vada. If I eat 1 vada, I get that satisfaction. It is my brain that wants to go back and eat. Do I need it for my body? No. Because we'll talk about, vada is actually comparatively okay except for the oil, right? Because we put good stuff in there. But think about it. So it is just not the vada. When
Double
you eat
meat is the problem.
But also when you eat out, you don't know what oil they use. Everything adds up in our body. Every ingredient you put in that food adds up. And if somebody else is cooking, with all due respect to all my friends in this group, you do not know what ingredient they put in there. And you don't want to be rude because they called you with love, right? Why do we have to go and pile up our food? Think about that. You don't have to do justice. Either you take care of your body or you take care of you do justice to the money. The money is gone. The minute you stepped in, you paid the money. But you don't have to eat that food. Eat what you want for your body. So do not overload your plate.
Paisa vasool.
What's that?
Paisa vasool.
Paisa vasool, exactly. And then pick the right food. Learn to read the nutrients. How many people here read the nutrients when you are looking at the box? Okay, we'll talk more about it and tell me what if you're doing what I have come up with, and if I don't know, we will share things. So that's awesome. But not everybody read the nutrients. If you're buying let's say you're buying oranges or you're drinking oranges, you just pour it, right? Are you looking at the nutrients? How much is this calories? How much is it carb? Nobody does that. Cereal. We just put it. Even for our kids, we abuse our kids. I'm telling you. Once I started learning, oh my God, I've been abusing my kids all these days. You just pour. We never measure. But in the nutrients, it will tell you in how much how much you should be. Exactly how much serving you need. We don't do that. So if you pick that, like again, I keep insisting on it because I know a lot of us mentally we want that weighing scale to move. So I keep talking about it, but actually it is more than weighing scale. So I recommend 3 good meals and 1 snack. I know there are a lot of studies, we talked about it, Sujata Kumar is there, that's my sister-in-law. So we talked about this. For me, breakfast is a very most important meal of the day. I know there are a lot of studies of late that has come to say breakfast is not the important meal of the day. It's okay not to have breakfast. It depends on your lifestyle. Okay, for me it doesn't work. I get up in the morning and go to workout. That is my place of zen. Okay, not everybody can go to workout first thing in the morning, right? But if I don't have a nutritious, protein-filled food first thing in the morning, I cannot function. At 10 o'clock, I'm hungry and I'm somewhere. Let's say you're in a meeting. At 10 a.m., I'm hungry. I eat the first food that I can get my hands on. And I'm not planning my food well. I eat what is given to me or what my workroom has for me. And it might be a cereal that we'll talk about that I advise nobody touch anymore. It's all the product that they want to sell. But that is what I will go grab at. So you think, plan. So for me, the meal plan, you should never be hungry. You will never be hungry with the Indian food that we eat. If you skip a meal, you're going to be hungry, and the next meal you will eat whatever is given to you. Or if you will eat a cookie, you don't need the cookie. Train your brain to say, I don't need the cookie. But I don't have anything else, but I'm hungry, I gotta eat that. So you eat the cookie, right? So plan your meal. If I have a breakfast, I'm not hungry. That works for me. So if you have a great plan and you feel, I'm going to skip my breakfast and I'm going to eat at 10, do what works for you. But I can only share what worked for me, all right? So we talked about the three nutrients, the macronutrients, and they are all very important, equally important. Protein is important, carb is important, fat is important. We'll talk more about each of them in the coming. But when you eat protein, so when I go to work out and I come back, you go to run and you come back, you have seen everybody have a protein shake, right? So because you have to build up your muscle. The energy should come back. What you lost, you need to build it up, okay? And the carbs is also very good after workout. The day I work out like crazy, I try to eat more carbs because it's good for me, but you have to pick the good carb, not the bad carb, okay? So the good carbs are the most important, not the bad carbs, and we'll talk about that. I'll give you a few examples of the good carbs that you can think of what you need to be eating. When you talk about fat is not a bad thing. Fat is very important to our body. But we see ghee, we say, oh my God, fat, I cannot eat it. It is not the ghee's fault. Ghee is actually very good for you. Eat little, portion control. We'll talk more about that. So I came up with a few things for protein, carbs, and fats. So protein burns the most calories to digest, most filling macro. So the more protein you eat, you will be more filled up. And the protein releases very slowly. But as an Indian and a South Indian, I won't find too many proteins. We'll talk about that, okay? A few that I came up with, but again, it's our brain and we can find stuff, okay? Some people say, I cannot eat this. I have no taste for this, but it is not poison. What you're eating without thinking is poison. You're killing yourself by not thinking. But by thinking a little bit and making a little life change, it's actually good for you and it will not kill you, trust me. All right? So your protein will be high. Your protein, your hunger will be down, your appetite will be down, your cravings will be down. If you're a meat eater, awesome. Protein is good. Again, we'll talk about that, but the more protein you eat, it'll be turned into fat in your body. So everything is portion control, okay? So helps retain and build muscles, we know that. And then your metabolism goes up with protein. So you will have more energy, you can walk better, you can do a lot of stuff better. Your blood sugar is balanced with protein. So carbs, this is all for good carbs, okay? There are bad carbs and good carbs, like I told you. These are all for good carbs. Fuel for intense exercise. The day I do not eat enough carbs, I'm coming home with a headache. I cannot survive the rest of the day. So I need to be eating good carbs. Helps build muscle, recovery from workouts, and carbs are delicious, satisfied, and cravings are down. And that is for a good carb. If you eat the dessert, if you eat rice, white rice, okay, portion control. The white rice or dessert, they all have bad carbs in it. And when you eat that, your sugar level goes up and it is going to, your cravings come back very fast. You think that you're filled at that moment. When you eat it, you're like, oh my God, I'm so full. You don't have to eat till you get full, first of all. But if you eat, your cravings comes back very quickly. All right, I'm already 10:44.
You're good. Don't
Sorry,
worry.
okay.
We are enjoying
I'm
this. Go ahead.
Okay. Then helps improve thyroid function, and quality of sleep is also good when you choose good carbs. Fats suppresses hunger in between meals, so it is very important, okay? And flavor and texture are very good, and you feel satisfied and cravings are down with good fats. There are 3 kinds of fats, and we'll talk about it, okay? Then good source of energy for the body, required for optimal hormone function. And building blocks for our brains and cells are the fats. So don't skip the fats, eat the fat. So, but learn which is a good fat and which is a bad fat. So we talked about the food label, and how many of you, okay, we talked about how many people really look at the food label. So it is for a regular healthy person, it is recommended for 1,500 to 2,000 calorie diet per day. How many of you are counting calories every day? You do? But yeah. But I was very adamant about it when I started working out, and I know Raji was doing it, and I said stop.
No, but I still do.
She still does it. She does it behind my back. I said stop. We don't have to be so hung up on that, because not everybody can be counting calories. Okay, so I still have it though, the MyFitnessPal app, and I put everything that I eat in there, and sometimes I get closer to 1,500. Or sometimes I'm over 2,000. Am I going to beat myself up? No, because I know today was not a good day, but tomorrow will be a better day. Okay, so life happens. So it's okay. But this is what they recommend. Keep that in your brain, but that doesn't mean that you need to stick with this. So when you read a food label, like we said, nobody looks at the serving size. Start looking at that. So, okay, so amount of calories, I said don't be so fixed about it, it's okay. So these nutrients you have to limit. What are we limiting? Total fat, we have a saturated fat and trans fat, and we also have an unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fat is everywhere, your oil, your whatever you put in your cooking, and I'll give you some list, it's coming soon. So they are unsaturated fat and they are okay, all right, but you can't overdo it. Saturated fat, try to avoid it. And trans fat is your bakery stuff, like all your cake and donuts and all that. You know it is bad, I don't have to tell you that. So we make sure that it is 3 grams, see why it is 3 grams, you don't want even that, okay? Cholesterol level, leave it. Sodium, 470. It is also recommended for a person to have 1,500 mg of sodium per day. So if I'm going to eat this, whatever that is, I have no idea, I pulled it from the internet. So it says 470 mg of sodium. So imagine, out of my 1,500, I've already eaten 4,070 sodium, which is bad. Then for the rest of the day, I don't know what I'm going to eat, because I can't have my food without salt. I have to make my sambar with salt, or I can eat that. So think about the sodium, it has to be low, all right? So get enough of these nutrients. The dietary fibers are good. The more fiber you eat, you flush your system out, and which is good. And so I'll tell you a knack about, it's coming soon when we talk about carbohydrate. If I see fiber, I can actually minus that, take that away from the carbohydrate, and that is, the rest of it is how much sugar we have, and I'll talk about it soon. Okay, so carbohydrate. The first sentence. Know this. I didn't know that until recently.
Wow.
It is 4 grams of carb is equal to 1 teaspoon of sugar. So think about that. And so when you go back here, it has 31 grams of carbohydrates. So how many sugar does this packet have? 7 point something. And then it has sugar 5 grams added to that. So that's a lot of sugar that I don't even know, and my body doesn't need that. So I need to be thinking about that. All right. So for anything you take, convert that, and that will be the think in your brain how much sugar it is. So I'll show you a cereal box. Above that, you put sugar for your kids, and that's how you abuse your kids, because the kids are like, and then you add milk. Okay, so it is all full of sugar. And some people come and tell me, I had a granola bar. Did you read the nutrients? It'll have added sugar in it. I had a protein bar. Why did you have a protein bar? If I go to work out and I am doing I'm in a temple, badass workout. I come back, I know that I'm okay to have the protein bar, but do I need it? I get another option because I don't want that added sugar. I worked out, I ran so many miles, I don't want to come back and eat that crap food because I just put back everything. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping ahead. So good carbs is barley, oats, quinoa, vegetable, and fruits. Okay, so these are all good carbs that you can add in your food. So people say rice. White rice to me is not a good carb. It is a bad carb. Starchy food. I do not buy potatoes because I love potatoes. But does that mean I can eat potato when I come out? Yes. But in my house, when I control my food, I'm in my palace, I can do what I want to do. But if I'm coming out and somebody is making potato, yeah, I love potato. Give it to me, I'll eat it. But I'm conscious. I know. I make a connection with the potato. I understand it is a bad carb. I do not need to overload it. I take a little bit. My brain is happy, my body is happy, my taste buds are happy. Fiber, like I said before, the daily recommended 25, it's just a number, but more you eat, better it is. You flush your system, and fiber is good. So when you see the carbs, minus the fiber, and that you divide by 4. That's what sugar you have. Okay?
So Sukanya, one thing.
Yes.
There may be wheat eaters in the room.
Meat eaters.
Wheat
eaters. So wheat, we'll talk about that. Chapati is awesome, right? Wheat. When I say wheat, what comes to your brain? For me, chapati comes. Anything else? Rotis. Wheat is a good carb, okay? But don't overdo it. Just because it is a good carb, portion control is the key. I only have 2. And this is called mindfulness, being mindful of your food. And we'll talk about that. I have a slide for mindfulness. So I don't just overload it just because it is there. I take 2 chapati, I fill it up with my vegetables and my dals and all that. Lentils. Lentil is a good carb. It also has protein in it, but it has very less protein. It is more on carbs. So as a vegetarian, I am stuck to say, where does my protein come from? And I'm going to tell you about that. So again, 7 grams. So black beans, eggs, not everybody eats eggs. When I suggest egg, everybody goes, I can eat that. There are some breads out there that has high in protein. Try to read the label, all right? Cottage cheese is good, Greek yogurt is good. It gives me more protein in it. Meat, fish, quinoa is a good carb, and it also has protein. Oats also has protein. Pistachio, walnut, almonds, they all have protein. So try to put the almond butter in your bread. Don't use a regular butter. Buy the almond butter from Trader Joe's, amazing. So think about it. Pistachio also has a butter. Think about it. So that's what you need to be thinking about, what you put in your food. Just don't mindlessly put a butter and say, hey, I had my, people tell me, I had wheat bread. And I'm like, send me the nutrients, send me the ingredient. I have a problem. If you send me that, and in that ingredient, if I see too many acids, I don't want to put it in my mouth. How many of you read the ingredient here? Yeah. Okay, but if I don't understand it, I know they need some acids. They're all chemical acids that you want to bind things together. I get that, but I don't understand them. So I Google, I check. It is a chore in the beginning because it's too much information. In the beginning, you're like, what am I doing here? Is this good for me? Is that not good for me? You have Google within your hands. So check, and if it says this is why they do it and you feel comfortable, get it. If it doesn't, you don't need that. I don't need to put acid in my mouth that I don't know of. So I don't get that. Cottage cheese and Greek yogurt. Some people say, oh, cottage cheese, I don't eat that. Okay, it's an acquired taste. But for me, if it is protein and that is a vegetarian food, I'm not going to die, I will eat that. Same thing with Greek yogurt. Not South Indians we have to make our own yogurt in the house. Yeah. Okay, that's what we are used to. But it's okay. Eat the Greek yogurt, you won't die. and try to eat food at the right time. Don't, like if you have the 3 big meals, you have, and we'll talk about intermittent fasting, and I will tell you at that time what is the right time to eat dinner in particular. Fats. So like I said, we have saturated, unsaturated, and trans fat. We already talked about saturated fat, which is bad, butter, margarine, cheese, and cream. But then, okay, let me tell you this. Cream. When I make my yogurt rice, I'm sorry I'm quoting all the South Indian food because that's all comes to my mind. When I'm making my yogurt rice, I put cream in it and I mix it. And people come and say, oh my God, you put the cream in it. I can't eat that. Like, it is not the cream's fault. It's okay to have the cream. I know it is bad saturated food, okay? But it's a portion that you're going to eat. If you're going to eat, pile it up, it doesn't do anything to you. It only increases your bad fat. Don't do that. Portion control. Think about it before you fill your plate up. Unsaturated fat, vegetable oil, fish oil, avocado oil, nuts and seeds, portion control. Just because it is good, you don't have to eat too much. If I eat a nut, I'll only eat a handful. I eat nuts for a snack. I just take a handful, close it, put that box away. You don't need it. Come and eat that. You will be filled up because it has protein in it and it's going to fill you up. You will be fine. Trans fat is a bad one, bad stuff that we talked about, and you have natural and artificial. Artificial ones are the chemically changed one. Natural is okay, not harmful, like milk, cheese, chicken, pork, if you're meat eaters, limited, all right? We talked about the orange juice before, and look at the carbohydrate, 39 grams, and total sugar is 33 grams. And good, they don't have a added sugar. I'm supposed to use this. I haven't used it. Okay,
That's okay.
no, use it. Okay, the added sugar. Good that they don't have added sugar. But look at the carbohydrate, 39 and 33 grams. That's a lot of sugar in there. And how much are we eating? 1 serving per container. Good. So it will be a small container that we're talking about. Do we need that? No. So this is the cereal I was talking about. It says serving size 1 cup. We don't do 1 cup. I just pour it. Okay? And then, okay, so it's saying for 1 cup, look at the sodium is fine. Here, what is the sodium level? Okay, sodium is good here. Okay, sodium 170. Carbohydrate is 41 grams. Of that, I'm going to subtract 9 grams, take away, and think about how many sugar. And then you also have 18 grams of sugar added to that.
Wow.
We don't need that. So read, learn to read. Oh, there is a funny story. When I was teaching second graders, the teacher, I used to do an assistant teacher. I used to be assistant teacher forever. And the teacher gave me a small group, and I'm supposed to teach them nutrition. Coming from India, I never learned nutrition facts. She said, Ms. G, just teach them that. So I took them to a corner, and I'm trying to teach them, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what am I teaching them? I have no idea. I don't know what a carbohydrate. I'm like, I don't know what to look for. And then I had to come home and ask my husband. He taught me, but my brain, I wasn't ready to embrace it at that time. It went over my head until very recently, now that I am working on myself. This is what it was. And now I think I can be a better teacher.
Sukanya,
Yes.
can you just go back to the
Yes.
slide?
Yes.
So I just want, the total carbs,
Uh-huh.
they include the
The
sugars.
sugars.
Yes.
It's not, the
The
sugars are
41
not over and above the total
Thank
total
you.
carbs. And that's important to remember.
So
because a
in
lot of
here,
people-
you're saying that the sugar is
18,
already part of that.
Yes,
Okay.
And then, okay,
Yeah.
and then we are looking at the added sugar.
absolutely.
Got
And I
it.
think it's important to
Okay.
remember
Remember.
because you'll have a lot of labels which say 0 sugars.
Yes.
But they still might have 40 grams of carbs.
Yes.
So just don't be fooled about those because they
What's that?
still have a lot of carbs and they will increase your blood sugar. So
Yeah.
that's something to remember.
Yeah, that was the
Thank you.
same for this. I was
This one
thinking.
too.
Because it's just oranges.
Huh?
Because if we're just eating an orange, it's not going to have 39
That's
grams.
true.
That's a lot of orange.
Oranges.
Right?
Yeah.
We won't eat 15 or
Yeah.
20 oranges at a
Yeah.
time. But that
Yeah.
would have that
That
many
would
in
have,
that.
yeah. So think about it. Just
Not
read,
only that,
learn.
but the carbohydrates that they add, there are a lot of monosaccharides and they're like oligo and everything.
But that is too much for us to process.
That is,
Yeah.
but the more complex the sugar is,
Yeah.
the better it is.
Yeah.
So just.
Just keep that in mind. Yeah. Thank you. So understand hunger versus starvation. So people, what they tell me when so I'm going to give you a little ahead for the intermittent fasting. I believe in the intermittent fasting, and I'll talk in detail about it. So I do not eat anything after 7 p.m. in the evening. I have my food because in my lifestyle it works. For some people, it might not. Some people have late nights. That's okay. For me, it works, and I encourage all my friends and clients to do that. Do not eat after 7 p.m. But people call me at 9 o'clock and they say, I am so hungry. You did not eat enough protein that day. You did not pick the right carbs that day. You did not eat the right amount of fat that day. You're going to be hungry at 9 p.m. All right? Once in a way, it's all okay. All right? We control it. Once in a way, nothing is going to happen. But understand the difference between hunger and starvation. You won't die because of hunger. Put up with the hunger. We're all adults, okay? You will die of starvation, but to get to that point, it will take you a long time, a month or more, I'm thinking, right? So it's okay if you don't eat. Stop laughing. If you don't eat, it's okay. Drink water. Call India. Talk to someone. Vent it out. Just get your energy up.
Yeah, exactly.
So you will not. It is your brain. Train your brain. Tell your brain, I don't need this now. It is too late for me to eat. Pick the good one. So if I'm hungry, some days if I'm hungry at 9 or 10, I cannot just, I'm doing everything and nothing is working for me, I'll pick a cottage cheese to eat. Okay, just a bowl, just a half a bowl. Put some berries in it. It's good for you. All right, I'll eat yogurt, the Greek yogurt. Just a handful. I know it has carbs, so I need to be careful. It also has sugar. I have to be careful. Don't overdo it. Just a handful, just to satisfy that, your brain. Okay, calm down. I'm okay. I won't die. That's it. So drink water. It's training your brain. That is what is going to help you. Overeating versus just enough. We talked about that. Don't pile your thing. Think about it. Do I really need this food? I don't need this food. Walk away from that. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I pressed the wrong button. I'm supposed to not do that. Okay. All right. Dessert versus your brain. The biggest problem you all have.
we all have that. Yeah.
All right. Gulab jamun is amazing. Mom made puttu yesterday. I ate it because she made it and she brought it with love. I'm not going to say no to her. I ate that. I ate for lunch, Daddy. Daddy was looking at me and goes, what are you going to say tomorrow? You ate this today. I'm okay to eat. So you need to just think about it, okay? Your body, you're abusing your body if you take that second gulab jamun. Next time you take that second gulab jamun, think of me. your brain only will let you eat one gulab jamun. Okay? Say enough. I have to see that. Eat just one gulab jamun. Take a piece of it.
No temple tiffin today.
Sorry. So, think about it. It's your brain that wants. Every time you eat that dessert, if you overdo it, your body, you're not trained your body. Your body really. You're not loving your body enough.
So what if you take that second gulab jamun and sacrifice sugar somewhere else?
It's your choice. You're an adult. Think about it. It's a game you play.
Yeah.
It's a game you play. Like yesterday I ate pongal. It was white rice pongal. Mom made with love. I'm not going to. She gave me idli too. Then Daddy was watching what I'm eating. Like idli, pongal. But I don't eat that like that every day. So it's Mom's special and it's okay. I can't eat that.
Sukanya, I just want to add one thing regarding the time of eating.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us struggle with that,
Yes.
eating at 7 p.m.
Yes.
So one of the recent research that I came across
Yes.
is that even if you're eating a little late, make sure you're not going to sit down or sleep.
Yes.
At least 30 minutes of walk.
Yes. And they say 2 to 3 hours, don't go to sleep. That's what they say.
So maybe after you eat,
yes.
recommend go for a walk
Go
for
for
30
a
minutes,
walk,
15
exactly.
minutes, maybe an alternative to eating early.
Exactly.
If you
You're
can't.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. So just don't eat and then go to bed. Just make yourself active for 30 minutes. Be awake for like a couple of hours. I'm sorry I'm overdoing it. It's going past 11, but I will move fast.
Sure.
Okay? Thank you. Healthy lifestyles versus weighing scale. Don't focus on the weighing scale. Weighing scale will happen. I promise you. Raji, raise your hand. Weighing scale will happen. Okay?
I know.
Yeah, but it will happen, but don't stress about it. Think about it, it will all fall in place. Eat for life. This is where I want to talk about mindfulness, right? Intermittent fasting, like I said. The intermittent fasting, I believe in 12-hour intermittent fasting, but for some people 14 hours work, for some people 16 hours work. My son was who was home from college. He did 16 to 8. 16 hours he didn't eat, 8 hours he just ate food. He's young. This is my excuse, okay?
My son
He's
is
young, yeah. And his metabolism rate is high. And then his lifestyle is high. And then he's a boy. So he can do whatever he wants to, and I can't do that. And I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My lifestyle is different, and I cannot survive without food. So for me, 12 works, and figure out what works for you, all right? But I recommend truly only 12, intermittent. Like you said, walk away after if you eat late, do not sleep immediately. But planning always helps. Don't just go to the kitchen and say, what am I eating? You'll eat crap. Plan ahead. I always encourage my clients to plan on the weekend, write it down in the beginning. Once you get a hang of it, you don't have to think about it. It'll come automatically to you.
True.
So, mindfulness. Why am I eating that food? Are you eating to abuse your food? Are you eating to love your food? Think about it. Okay? When do I want to eat? What time am I eating? Am I eating in the morning, like we talked about? Am I eating at 9 p.m. and going to bed immediately? So just think about when I'm going to eat the food. What do I eat? Look at your plate. See if you have enough protein, enough good fats, good carbs. What is going in my body? You need to be thinking about that. How do I eat? Another thing. People mindlessly eat, some people watching TV. When you're watching TV, you're just getting food back and forth. Your presence is not there. You're here because you're here to understand something that I want to share, and hopefully you will leave understanding something. But when you eat, we don't pay so much attention to the food. We just eat mindlessly. Go and pile our food. Go for seconds. Go for third. Don't do that. I always encourage people. I watch TV when I'm eating in the afternoon because I have no company. So I measure everything, I put everything, I go sit down in front of the TV so I don't get up and go. I finish whatever I have around me, and I know I'm enjoying my food, and I am fine with that. So see what works for you. How much are you eating? We talked about that. Portion control. Where do I invest my energy? People tell me, some people go seek food when you're depressed. When you're stressed, we mindlessly go to food. But food, I have some slides to show you quickly to review. Food is the most abused, antioxidant in our life. And it is not appreciated. But all our health problems is because of the food. If you fix that, everything will be okay. So these are a few of my friends that I have helped. And she is my biggest success because they all live in India. Okay, most of them live in India. She as diabetic, her knee was hurting. I have put all these pictures asking their permission. Okay, so I have permission from them. So she had diabetic, her knee was hurting, back was hurting. She's a grandmother actually, and she's my age. That scares me. Okay, but look at the difference she's had, and this is what this food plan, this healthy living lifestyle has made her thing, and it will never go away from her. And she tells me, I have testimony, I'm collecting testimonials from them, and our readings are all perfect right now. The doctors are wondering what is it that you're doing that it is perfect. It's nothing, it's eating our food, but she's being mindful, and she's walking more. Kanchana, 8. So why does she have 10 and 8 same month? Metabolism rate is high, low. That's all there is to it. And so she's, she lost 8 kgs because they're all living in India, okay? So my very good friend, Haripriya, 7 months, she lost 5, 10, and she lost 7. I need to fix that slide. 7 kgs. So you can see the difference in them, all eating normal food. Wow. Reena, 7 kg. Wow. She is I told her I'll put her picture on the cover of, if I end up writing a book. So, she is 13 kgs in only 5 months. Oh, and look at her. Now, again, she sent me another picture, and everybody's like, you look like a schoolgirl right now. And she's healthy, stronger, has more energy, and she's, now I think she is hit a, she's at a plateau, and also she doesn't want to do more, and she's happy with the way she looks, and so she wants to go in maintenance. What do we do in maintenance? You eat normal food. It's okay to indulge once in a way, because when she was doing it, she was extremely strict, but it's okay to indulge once in a way. It's okay, but her brain is more trained now that she will never go back. proverbs from Pinterest actually I love. Don't eat less, eat right. So that's the idea. Health is not about the weight you lose, it's about the life you gain, and truly you will. Becoming strong doesn't start in the gym, it starts in your head. Truly, it starts in your head. Even, when you're running, there are days you don't want to go 4 miles, but then there are days you just go, it's your brain. 4th mile, my brain will start working, I can finish this. Losing weight is a mental challenge, not a physical one. If you can take control of your mind and body, the weight loss will follow. Today, more than 90% of all chronic diseases is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and lack of physical activity. So move. Watch your habits, not your weight. And that's where your problem starts. Food is the most abused anxiety drug. Exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant. Fall in love with taking care of yourself. Once you do that, everything will fall in place. So a quick summary. Healthy lifestyle is a habit. We have to do this forever. It doesn't happen overnight. Exercise, do what works for you. A gym or walk. Drinking water, very important. Keep drinking, watch your sodium level. You don't want to end up with other stuff if your sodium level is low. Do not diet, do not deprive your body of nutrients it needs. Eat food, balanced food. Make your body happy. Don't starve. Do not skip meals. I recommend 3. 1 snack. Intermittent fasting is very important. Do what you can. Learn to read labels. Hopefully we all went learning something from that. Train your brain to focus. And if you focus, I'm telling you, you will be healthy. I'm sorry I took so much time. Thank you.
Love it.
Any questions you have? Yes.
Sukanya ji, my name is Jagan, and I had 3 questions, but you answered one already.
Okay.
That was the intermittent fasting.
Yes.
And 3 is
Yes.
dates and snacks.
Yes.
Number 1, you didn't touch anything on ghee, which is saturated fat.
Yes.
And number 2 is very much in the news, and Sadhguru is talking about it, is the structured water.
Structured water.
Right.
Okay. So I need to read more about the structured water, which seems new for
My
me.
personal experience is
Okay.
that it certainly changes the taste.
Oh, really?
There
Okay.
is a molecular change in the
Okay.
structure of the
I need to look more about it, sir, because I'm really not aware of that. But the ghee is good, but don't overdo it. That's all I'm saying. Take a small quantity because it adds flavors to our food. It is overdoing. That is what gives us all the problem. So ghee is fine. So eat a little bit.
I'll take that yes for 2 gulab jamuns, 1 cup of gajar.
One big gulab jamun.
No, after this talk, you will have a Sukanya bug in your head, which will tell you don't take the second one.
I like that. I'll let you. Yeah. Oh, good.
Do
Okay.
you still want to do live chat?
I'm learning from
You
you.
still want to
I
do live?
already know so
So
much.
just say thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. You can reach out to Sukanya if you really need any further information. Thank you.
It is mental.
But I'm still fasting.